Hello people, this is Eric Copra, and this is Let's Play The Witcher 3 Blind. Last time, when we were going on our way to find a good place to stop, we came across that apparently there's something going on here.
So, half for you, half for us. There'll be 3 of yous and 4 of us, it don't add up. But it's fair. 'Twas us who stout the old man hid his trinkets behind the outhouse.
'Twas us who strangled the bugger. It was a fiend.
Ah.
Steal much?
See any monsters, eh? Sod off, Witcher. We've no need for you.
Well, I see several bandits, so...
Actually, I see a few monsters.
Where? Dremmy, damn it, dumber than a hunk of lard you are. He means us.
We're common folk. You're the mutant, the epoxy freak. Get him, lads!
Oh, really? How do you envision this Like, I have to ask, did you really envision this happening any other way? Yeah, you're just common folk. Slaughtering a small little village like this. Very common. Seriously, why do they always think they can take me? Like, seriously. I fight monsters, you're a couple of dumbasses with daggers. Yeah. Doesn't seem like there's anything you can do for the whole sorts. Well, in that case, I can at least put this stuff to good use. Yep, entire small village wiped out because of these assholes. Is there something about an outhouse? Or is it just wandering? Everyone's dead and all. Disgraceful. Well, at least I can quick move from this to where else I need to be. We're here. We didn't actually arrive here like yonks ago. But then, weird lag spike. But then, well, we were dragged off to the Witcher's World version of France.
It won't be as cocky once the Baron's men whip your arse.
You chew him, or swallow him whole.
Was it only to feel the bandits, or...?
Geralt of Rivia.
Ha! Sit with us, Witcher.
Found your message on a notice board.
You see, Palmerin? I told you. The griffin at White Orchard. I knew that were we only to follow the tracks of its slayer, we would in the end find Geralt.
Milton de Peyrac Peyrin and Palmerin de Lawnful. Good to see you both. Been years.
Be assured, we share your joy.
You must forgive us our surroundings. When we pledged to place the village under our protection, the village elder gave us this hut as our lodgings. He swore it is the best hut in the village.
Involved in some squabble?
We discovered that in retreating, the Redanian garrison that left this land still is at the mercy of numerous plagues. A tyranny of bandits, the most onerous among them. These plunderers shall soon descend on this village to collect tribute. Milton and I will dissuade them.
We are both sworn to fight injustice and oppression wherever they rear their heads. The matter does not concern you, of course, but Do us the kindness of waiting. Once we have dealt with these marauders, we have a matter we must present to you.
Oh, I'm actually, willing to help.
So, plan to go out and meet the bandits when they arrive? Fight them?
Parmeron wishes first to appeal to their sense of decency. But I expect they will be deaf to this.
Yeah, completely.
We must afford them a chance to stand down. Many a hardened outlaw has left the path of wrongdoing upon hearing words of admonition.
That's
Doesn't
fair.
happen in these lands. Ever.
If they do not heed my reprimand, we at least will know we have done all within our means to evade bloodshed.
That is
Fine.
fair.
Naturally, I'll help when Palmerin's rhetoric falls on deaf ears.
Excellent. Then we've but to wait for the rogues to arrive.
They's a coming!
Hear that? Your bandits have arrived.
Let us go out to greet them.
Oh, they operate fast.
Hark! Contemptible curs!
He mean us?
I, Parmerin de Lonfall, call upon you to repent. Set your hearts. Do you not see that they are blackened?
Regular punch and duty here.
To prey upon commoners is no honor. To loot their meager stores, abandon the path of shame, and we will spare you.
Right good jest, that. Had us a laugh. Now, fuck off before we lose our patience and you lose something else.
Nay, wait, Zorg. These lads are a lark. Mayhaps they know some tricks.
Oi, players! Can you toss balls all loopity-like? Or do that thing where one spits fire while the other farts?
Noble Palmerin's giving you a chance. Now I'm gonna give you some advice. Do what he says.
Or what?
Or you'll find yourself fighting knights errant in the pay of the Duchess of Touissant. And they eat scum like you with their morning porridge.
There's 3 of them. 2 turtled up in armor. We'll come back later.
Some wench sent them. Folk will say we's afeard of wenches and jesters.
Ooh, insulted the Duchess. Not good.
Indeed, we cannot let the affront go unpunished. I swear upon the heron you will pay with your own blood!
Yep.
By the crane, villains, ready your arms!
Come on!
Oh, those. There's 2 of them.
Come on!
Is that one of the bandits over there? Yep. Dust right into that. Two-hander shouldn't have tried to block. Ah.
yourself, scoundrel! I will fell you all, or my name is not Mr. Baron! Evil doors!
You scurvy mutant! Going in a ditch!
Damn it, my parry is awful.
Shut up and fight.
Evil doors! Defend yourself, scoundrel!
Gonna kill you!
Man, you should pay attention.
You scurvy mutant! Kill him! Stick him, then dump him in a ditch!
Charlotte's brutes!
Shit.
There we go. And head off.
Why do they not emerge? It is over. We have banished the scoundrels, lifted oppression's yoke from their lives.
Warned you it'd be like this. Fear you as much as they did the bandits now. Sorry, no fanfares and flowers. You're not in Touissant.
Ah, it is true what folk claim. In the north, no noble deed goes unthwarted. It is time to go home.
To be fair, there's a lot of armor-clad presence. So,
Come, Geralt. It's time we delivered our message.
yeah. No wonder people want to get a little bit skittish.
So fess up. What brings you such a long way?
We are to deliver Her Grace the Duchess's message in full, with all due ceremony. For tradition
Is sacred in Touissant. All right, fine.
Most honorable Geralt, slayer of monsters and all evils nefarious, which prey on the defenseless of this world. Whereas never have you been known to deny help to the innocent, nor leave widows
yes.
and orphans to fates undeserved. Answer you now, our present sons.
Okay.
Free us from the beast which floods our streets with blood, and sows panic in the hearts of rich and poor alike. Come to our aid, Witcher. Thus humbly beseeches you the star-crossed city's most gracious protectress, Her illustrious Highness, Duchess Anna Henrietta.
Good thing I actually seen this message before, considering that. Girlfriend just came in to say goodnight is all.
Shall you answer her call?
I mean, that one I'm just like, yeah, she did. Sure. Tell me more.
Might be the most fervent request that I take a contract ever. And the most polite. And now we've got all that behind us. I want to hear more about this beast. Some kind of monster? Just guessing.
Most assuredly, though no one has caught a good look at it as yet. Our only sure witnesses, the bodies massacred in a brutal, horrid manner.
Look, some sketches drafted from descriptions given by those who claim they glimpsed the beast. Each quite different. To my mind, these witnesses lie.
How many victims so far?
2. When Her Grace learnt of the second, she discharged us immediately to fetch you, promising grants of land and fortunes in gold, should you answer her summons.
An ill wind blows, Geralt. The beast cannot be tracked. Folks say it wields black magic. Also, both victims were nobly born, and the start of a tourney draws near.
Black magic, you say?
Beast wields black magic? What makes you say so?
The first victim vanished between bites at a feast. Of the feast-goers, none noticed this. They saw but an open window, then heard desperate cries from the street below, where a corpse had just been found.
The second killing, similar. A night in a locked room. Servants all about the house. Guards all around the estate. Yet the beast somehow got him out, dragged him to the town square, and killed him there. No one saw, nor heard a thing.
We have no fear of creatures against which sword and shield protect, but of this beast nothing is known, save that it cannot be traced, kills effortlessly, and with no rhyme or reason we can discern.
Anyone tried trapping it so far?
Anyone tried to hunt it? Knights errant, for example?
Ha! Many have tried, baiting, waiting in ambush, but to no avail.
The beast is clever. It evades all traps and attacks of a sudden. It is like a ghost.
An experienced tracker, this is what we need, with knowledge of monsters. In short, we need you.
I see one of the suspects is Slender Man. Tony?
Mentioned a tourney. Why doesn't the Duchess just call it off?
Simply, it is too late. The guests have arrived. The best knights of all lands, relatives of the Emperor. The beast could be a threat to others, not just to Her Grace's subjects.
Got it. Before an aristocrat dies, at best it's a scandal. At worst, a diplomatic incident.
I'll take it.
I sometimes think back to all the contracts I've ever taken from sovereigns. Can't name hardly any where I came out ahead.
You cannot be thinking to refuse.
No. Just struck by a thought. How the Duchess can sometimes be... demanding.
So you accept the contract. Excellent!
We must set off at once. We long wanted this land searching for you. Yet time is of the essence.
Ready to go, soon as you're packed.
Then post-haste to Touissant.
To Touissant!
Yep. And that was on my mistake last time I took the contract because, well, I didn't imagine we'd be leaving. At least it seemed like the fire didn't get out of control. So, off go to Fantasy France. Maybe with a bit of the Dutch in there.
Touissant, the land of love and wine.
Exactly how I remembered it.
I would have brought a collar palette too. I think it's the windmill and stuff.
You will
we
find
pick up the
Beauclair
Dutch.
has changed some these past years.
Walk about when you have the chance. You will see for yourself.
To me, place always seemed straight out of a fairy tale. Knights errant, elven palaces.
You insinuate that we are somehow odd? I shall prove you wrong. This I pledge on the Heron.
And cue the trouble. What the frick were you again?
For my lady! I kill a monster! And on one
Ouch! This guy got some moves. That's gotta hurt. Is that like the millstone on the... Ow. do to you what you did to that windmill. Why is he wearing a peacock?
Big beast. Tackling it single-handed? None too wise.
Neither is love born of wisdom, Witcher. So, Guillaume, out with it. Which fair damsel inspired you to vow to kill that filth?
The most beautiful among them.
If he wishes to guard her name a secret, he need not reveal it.
You I do not know, sir, nor seem you a knight, yet still I am profoundly grateful, nay, indebted to you for your succor. This trophy, sir, is yours.
Oh, thanks. So how did that thing end up here?
A giant this close to human settlements? Strange.
Well, that was no ordinary giant. His name was Goliath, rumored to have been a knight once, but one who broke his vows. For this, the Lady of the Lake transformed him into a wild giant and banished him into the Gorgon Hills.
So he came back down? Why?
Several times each year, hunger chased him into the lowlands. Goliath had killed and devoured many shepherds. Guillaume's hunt served a noble cause. At any rate, it's a tale for more agreeable environs.
Well, thanks for the trophy. You did do it.
I'll take the trophy. Why not? Could find someone who'll pay to buy it. Put up a good fight against the giant. Got experience battling monsters?
None. In Touissant we mostly chase bandits. But I vowed I'd bring my heart's champion the head of a monstrosity, as the famed Gottfried, known as the Giant Killer, did.
You don't mean to hunt the beast, I hope. The matter's best left to Geralt.
Another challenge awaits me. Yet if Geralt is to hunt the beast, he ought to know. It struck again.
Oh, great.
The river surrendered a corpse. It washed up in the meander by the cockatrice. Damien Delatour's guardsmen are there already, securing the area.
Like the accents of the
Securing
area.
the area? Better go there now before they trample any tracks, manhandle any evidence.
Set forth then. I shall ride for the city to inform her gracious magnificence that Geralt has arrived. We'll meet later, near Guillaume's tent at the tourney grounds. I shall take you then to see her grace.
And fade to black. Eyewitness to gruesome monster attacks always have a hard time describing the creature in question. The beast moves quickly and often attacks at night, while the witnesses are terrified and primarily concerned with fleeing for their lives. As well, witches quite often have no inkling what creature they face until they find tracks or otherwise establish something for themselves. So it was the case with the beast tormenting Beauclair. Geralt knew it was deadly elusive and fiendishly clever. Everything else he had heard was clearly the product of imagination fed by fear of a dangerous predator. And the beast. According to legend, Goliath had once been a knight who violated his vows, but he was punished by the Lady of the Lake. Transformed into a giant, he fled into the mountains and would only descend into the inhabited lowlands when hunger forced him to. Yes, that punishment, yo. That sure worked out for everybody. There's no knowing how much truth lies in that legend. It is an incontrovertible fact that this dangerous giant gobbled up shepherds and sheep alike, and was so widely feared governesses used him to scare children into eating their vegetables. Though he came across as a wild and thinking beast, Goliath used simple tools and any item he could turn into a deadly weapon in his powerful hands. When fighting Geralt, Goliath wielded a millstone, making his every blow truly crushing. Luckily, Geralt already had some experience slaying giants and made quick work of Goliath as well, with the much appreciated help of 3 knights, Milton de Peyric Perrin, Pelmarin de Lonefall, and Guillaume de Lonefall. Ethereal. The human mind is as wild as... The painted world created in the mind is from... The human mind is a wild and unexplored place as any land far beyond the seas. It is inhabited by manifold dangers, fierce, painful traumas, memories, traumas. Those lurk on the edge of our consciousness, like predators waiting for a moment of weakness in which to reveal themselves and destroy us. Artorias Vigo, the essence of spells and illusions. The painted world created in the mind of Iris van Everec was mainly populated by figures from memories, but was also home to dangerous predatory creatures, the embodiments of her fears. The most dangerous of these, the Ethereal, invoked her greatest fear, and wore the face of her husband. The Ethereal resembled Olgierd in appearance, and also fought using a technique similar to his. A group of 6 such creatures lay in wait for Geralt, yet at first only one engaged him in battle. This one's death awoke the next, which was more powerful than the first, and so it went to the end, with a stronger Ethereal replacing a fallen, weaker brother until all were defeated. Yet Geralt had to be careful, for the slightest amount of damage dealt to a being awaiting his turn would cause him to become alive and join his still living comrades in the fight. In the end, the best tactic against these nightmares beings proved to be a well-timed counterattack. Oh, okay. Didn't even know there was a second gimmick to them. Yeah. So, does this trophy do anything I haven't seen before? Wait. Right. This is one of them. Sorry. Bonus experience from monster. Rollouts.
That's it, Roach.
Brave kid, Guillaume.
Parmanin oversaw his upbringing. Guillaume is his kin.
Mutation Grandmaster Witcher Gear. In Blood and Wine you can undergo additional witch mutations to unlock new capabilities. Soon you'll run into a messenger who will deliver a very interesting letter. Read and investigate the story of Professor Moreau to learn more about these mutations. The same master craftsmen live in Touissant who can craft Witcher Gear on equal quality. What's more, you receive special posters for wearing all or part of a set of this extraordinary equipment. Don't regret investigating these new options. Great. Can I also slot in more upgrades, or do I still have to settle for what I have?
Save with my hands! What's your stones?
I'm not even sure what he said. Oh, nice to see some vibrancy.
Can't get used to the way you knights talk. Especially how you switch back and forth between flowery and, well, near normal.
We are knights errant, in the service of her gracious magnificence. When we appear in her name or speak on her behalf, we are bound by tradition.
Guess there's some order to it then. This is a nice little tour of the landscape. The area here is beautiful. Gotta admit that. World evolution showing up.
No one here. They must have removed the body already.
Let's look around. Make sure they didn't miss anything. Hobnailed boots. Multiple sets of prints. Ducal guard, clearly. Let's see where they went. Walked along the shoreline.
Perhaps the body lay on the bank.
Got guests. Careful.
What the hell are they called? Skyvers? Squeever? Okay, so kind of like those rock guys. They Needles!
Drawn here by the smell of blood. Let's keep looking.
Do they get an entry? They do. Scurvus! Well, thought it was just a pile of rotten meat, till it started to move the boat from Beauclair. Scurvus are rot fiends' larger cousins. The bodies of these hideous, vaguely humanoid creatures are covered with rotten scraps of flesh, under which lurks even more rotten muscles stretched around the strong, flexible skeleton. Scurvus, which feed on old, rotting corpses, prefer to make their hunting grounds in abandoned torture sites, forgotten graveyards, and old battlefields. They're very aggressive, and though they feed on corpses, if they come across a living person, they're likely to attack. Thus, when wandering near any of the above-mentioned places, one must be especially cautious. Scurvus usually feed underground, but sometimes when they catch the scent of a human, they crawl to the surface in a matter of seconds and attack their potential prey. While finding them, one cannot afford to forget about their special bony spines, razor-sharp protuberances sticking out from their skeletons. When a Scurvus is near death, the gases that into skeleton in its body cause to explode, flinging these spines out at great speed, turning them into one last deadly weapon in their arsenal. To protect oneself against damage from these spines, one should make prodigious use of the Quint sign. Or just get the hell out of Dodge. Whoops. No, there. There! Resolution for beautiful stuff. Anyway, so we're trying to investigate this. Let's see what we found.
Anything taken by the current ends up in these shallows.
Yes, the stench is fierce.
Blood. Guardsmen pulled these nets out of the water, then cut the mutilated body free. Gonna dive in, make sure they didn't miss anything. Only blood-soaked scraps left of the victim's clothing. Good quality cloth.
A wealthy victim, correct?
Looks it. Look at the rut. Guardsmen left this site by boat, recently. Probably to transport the body somewhere.
So the box caught in these fishing nets. It's down there.
Silk kerchief, monogrammed DLC. A noble's accessory, clearly. Be nice to know where they took the corpse.
Well, I mean, maybe we can find out for paid extra installment or something like that.
What now?
This isn't the site of the murder. We know that. Current brought the body here. Corpse got caught in the nets. Guardsmen pulled it out, put it in a boat and took it somewhere. Need to find out where. I'd like to look at the corpse before it starts to decompose.
The inn. Its patrons must have seen the guardsmen, which direction they took. We should ask there.
Ah, we got an audience for this entire spectacle.
Seems we've got ourselves an audience.
You think this surprising? The locals will tell the children of children they do not have yet, of the day a quartered corpse was pulled from the river.
Anyway, the handkerchief.
One thing. Found a handkerchief in the water. Monogrammed DLC. Mean anything to you?
Delacroix? It cannot be. Was it he the beast slew?
Seems so. Knew him well?
Long past. We were close friends once, but our paths diverged. He was a man of extremes, standing by his companions no matter the odds, fighting his foes to the bitter end.
Foes? You have a lot of them?
He did, but I do not see what that has to do with the beast. Ah, Geralt, you've struck a raw nerve. Memories of a time long past, to which I'd rather not return now.
I understand. We can talk later. Let's go to the tavern.
We just need to talk at some point, because, you know...
I shall have to leave you soon. Return to court.
Barely got back to Touissant.
A knight in the service of Her Illustrious Highness knows no rest. In fact, I'd feared I would return too late to fulfill my duty. Yet it seems I've arrived in the nick of time.
Good for you. You want to jog the way? Alright then, I guess it's good exercise.
Once you have finished examining the corpse, be sure to report to Anarietta.
Anarietta?
Her Grace, the Duchess. I forget myself at times. We address each other by our first names in private. Never in Pomred's presence, however. He finds such familiarity offensive. A watering hole for traders, smugglers, boatmen. But you will find no better crayfish chowder in all Touissant.
Hey there.
With no lads brave enough? Of course we have. But bravery's not enough against the beast. It wields dark powers. That calls for a witcher. A mage.
Ah, nice to see my Christmas respect. Oh, sorry.
You shan't turn back at it.
By my troth, could that be the musty scent of fresh pâté?
Naught else, Sir de Peyrac-Peyran. I see time has not dulled your senses.
We would be honored if you would join us. Your companion as well.
But why do I not detect even a whiff of crayfish chowder?
No soup today, on account of there being no crayfish. I reckon you've not heard, but all I caught was a corpse. I awoke at the crack of dawn, as I do each day, but when I looked up, I beheld a blood-red sky.
This corpse is precisely why we're here. For the man whom you've invited to join you at the table was summoned from a far-off land by her gracious magnificence. He is tasked with tracking and killing the beast.
Hello.
We invited two men to join us, yet since Sir de Peyrac-Peyran in temperament is more akin to hare than hound, I surmise the other is the hunter. With whom do we have the pleasure?
I'm Geralt.
Name's Geralt.
A humble introduction. You've clearly not tarried long with Sir de Peyrac-Peyran.
Spare us the petty insults. Geralt is a master of the witchering trade. He has questions concerning the beast's last victim.
I was the one to find the corpse. The sun had just risen when I awoke, sat straight up in my bed, looked out the window, and beheld a sky red as blood.
Ask Geralt, please, or we shall be here till winter.
Well, you said it was red, and then what?
Must have been early in the morning. Went to check your nets and then...
I stepped out of my hut and saw...
By my troth, to the point, man. You found a body ensnared in your crayfish nets. We know this already. What happened then? Did you see anyone nearby? Did you spy anything noteworthy? Anything at all?
Not a soul around, just me. As for noteworthy... well...
What did you see? But be warned, if I hear the sky was red again...
I saw a head bobbing, eyes bulging, the tongue blue and popped out. Next to it, a hand rocking upon the water.
Get a good look at the body parts?
They gave me such a fright. I bolted to town fast as my legs would take me, then returned with guardsmen who told me to keep out of their way. They had a hard haul. The parts were so tangled up in my nets, they were forced to cut them.
Any idea where the...
Need to examine the body. Know where they took it?
They ferried it across, then loaded it on a cart and hauled it to a cellar at Corvo Bianco to keep it cool, see?
What? Why, Corvo Bianco is Baron Russell's estate. When he learns they've turned his cellar into a morgue, he'll set his hounds on them.
While you were gallivanting about the north, his vineyard was auctioned off.
Who was that? Woman who just left. Didn't see her before. Didn't notice her walk in either.
Doubtless Ninnis, the innkeep's daughter. But hold, Geralt, because this is an outrage. Roselle's vineyard was auctioned off? Inconceivable!
It is no secret the Baron had gambling debts up to his ears. It finally came time to collect. His creditors auctioned off his property. The Ducal Chancellery bought it, in fact. Roselle now bunks with his brother in Vicofaro.
I told Roselle he'd get his comeuppance. How long can one draw on past heroics? His creditors must finally have defined that his promises meant nothing.
Such are the times. Today's knights are pale shadows of the heroes of yore.
It's true what they say. God sent the beast to punish us for straying from the old paths.
What does that even mean? It's divine punishment? Like, for what? Can I get some clarification? I'm kind of out of the loop here.
Beast's divine punishment.
Knights have turned their backs on the old customs. Where they were defenders of the duchy, they're now defenders of their own tushes.
Why, you insolent...
Let him talk.
The Duchess trades in titles, grants honors to ill-doers. We've strayed from the path of virtue, lost the gods' favor, so the gods sent retribution.
Don't listen to that nonsense, Geralt. It's rehashed street preacher codswallop.
Yes, the rebel rousers have been sprouting up like weeds lately, each offering the same bill of goods.
So it's a popular idea, if nothing else. 3 victims already, and 3 victims. It's already been deemed punishment from God. Someone's working fast on the propaganda aisle.
They say anything else about the beast? Besides it being a messenger of the gods?
The Toussaintois are no fools. They see clearly the beast kills on days honoring patron saints.
Picky monster.
Well, let's go find the body.
Thanks for the hospitality. Time I examined the corpse.
Corvo Bianco lies a short way from here, near the tourney grounds. Just follow the road and you'll arrive.
Not coming with? Oh yeah, duty of some sort calls.
Some sort? Ha! Her Grace bestowed a great honor on me, even before we departed for Velen. I'm to play the hare during this year's game in the palace gardens. When you see me in my costume, you will wet yourself laughing.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm tempted to ask a few questions, but it sounds like a long, complicated story. One involving lengthy digressions into local history and tradition. So, see you later, Milton, and good luck.
What's in the works today? Swilling wine, rolling in the hay?
Well, you know it. Hey. Hey. Let's see. Herbs for embarrassing afflictions. Of late, as is often the case during tourney season, the incidence of disease afflicting Manel regions has increased. I can offer an ointment that will soothe voltage and forking itching, the innkeeper. Wanted, the White Wolf. The Witcher Geralt and also White Wolf is wanted to serve as a guide. His petition employer guarantees an ample wage for this unusual contract. For more information, you should go to Count Belladel's temporary base camp in Touissant. Note, we can request all other persons not present themselves as a camp under the pretense of being Geralt of Rivia. Count Belladel was not born yet. Staying can easily tell who is a witch and who is faking it. Those journeying to his camp in shabby costumes and wooden sword strapped to the back can save himself the trouble and turn back. Notice from the Ducal Camerlengo. Calling all knight errants and all strongmen, the Dutch Nishu, your aid is required. One is rewards on the offering, Mortis Villa, the Ducal Camerlengo's offices on Knight Dormant Square. And also from the Office of Internal Revenue of the Duchy of Touissant. The Office of Internal Revenue hereby announces a limited live auction to be held regarding the sale of a piece of developed real estate and accompanying agricultural land located in the Caroberta Woods region, and been left to the ducal treasury by the late Count Crespi, who departed this world without any heirs. Due to the unique nature of the Belgrade estate and its important role in production of wine, bringing great fame to the duchy in all corners of the world, only subjects of the Duchy of Touissant shall be allowed to participate in the auction. Ah, well then I'm kinda out. To all knight-errants and other such men-at-arms, be it known far wide that the services of voluntary keepers of the peace shall be needed. Minor problems are expected to arise during the trials of the above-mentioned real estate, and said problems with the dissolution could require the application of direct physical force. All volunteers are asked to report to the field office of the Procurator General of Touissant near Pleckmont's Bridge, that is to say, to the place where the auction shall be held. Ah, see, that's something I can help with, probably. The Great Beauclerc Gwent Tournament. The Great Beauclerc Gwent Tournament. It is Count Monier's supreme delight to announce a Gwent tournament of his organization. Those who wish to take part should register at the Pheasantry. Please know this tournament features a new faction developed by Count Monier himself. Let the games begin. Contract for a Witcher, Witches, Caravan Escort. To a Witcher or Witchers, the Beauclerc Coopers Guild is seeking an individual or individuals willing to escort a merchant convoy through an area threatened by the Great White Terror. More information can be obtained from Gaston Legaffe at the merchant's camp in the forest to the north of the Coronata Vineyard. Malcolm Pullen, Undersecretary for Threats and Risk Management, Beauclerc Coopers Guild.
Ducal clerks looking for help. Could be good coin to be made.
Let's take a look at the map. Oh. Not exactly quite a big area. I'll just skip the Grand Tournament. Lots of interesting things though, but for now I think we shall continue on with our regular one. Ah, Roche, you found something to
Best cure for the beast, a witcher.
Agreed. Could you
Well,
still...
will you stay long?
I don't know, could you like... Could you unfuse with my horse?
Oh!
Sorry, can someone untangle this guardsman from my horse?
Damn it! Watch where you step, fool. Yes, damn it! Watch where you step, fool. Well, will you stay long?
There we go, thank you. Thank you for unfusing from my horse.
Sounds of a fight. Have to hurry.
Sound like the fight just ended.
Damn it. Killer must still be here. In the cellar. Gotta be. Footprints. Small, bare feet. Lead deeper into the cellar.
You, without the pants!
Saw you at the inn. Why'd you kill these people? Clearly wasn't for their blood.
Oh no, boobs!
We don't have to fight.
Are you sure? She just killed a whole lot of people.
You are wrong. I cannot let you leave.
How you like that
How's being on fire treating you? She's slippery. I missed. Man, she's fucking... Do shut your fucking trap, bitch!
Killed all these men to get to the body. What was she doing at the table, though?
Vampire. Great. I just feel I am... yeah. Fucking vampire. But yeah, the fire, figured that would be helpful when she saw her turning invisible, you know. Reveal her by sitting on fire. Bruxa. If you must travel through the woods, stay clear of any places where you can hear several different kinds of birds at once. That sound means you're entering a Bruxa's territory and can kiss your life farewell. Anonymous piece of advice. Fortunately for us all, Bruxae are rare creatures, mostly far from population centers, for they care greatly for their own safety, and make their lairs in places where they cannot be taken by surprise. Those decide to live near men, avoid crowds, and emerge from their shelters only at night. When they do, one could almost mistake them for delayed travelers hurrying towards their night's lodging. Yet subtle details give them away. Their close ties to birds, their piercing voices, and their breathtaking speak of their movement. Bruxae are by far swifter and stronger than men, but their greatest asset is their ability to turn invisible. Yeah, well...
Stinks. Waterlogged. Both hands amputated. Body was quartered just as I thought.
She was looking at the severed hands.
Third hand. A spare? Except it's clearly not the victim's. Guardsmen must have not noticed it as they picked everything up. How's this possible? Still warm. Blood still flowing? Several monster species can regenerate. Never heard of that happening to their severed limbs, though. Or of their limbs seeming completely alive after so much time. Examine the tissue more closely later. Might learn something.
So, our main culprit here might be lacking a hand. Let's see the head.
Laid in water for some time. Head swollen, and something took a few bites out of it. Something in the throat. A pouch, bulging with coins.
Political statement?
Nilfgaardian florins, from several different provinces. If the murderer did this, means we're dealing with a sentient thinking beast. Body was chopped up after death. Blows struck with great force, but bones sliced through, not crushed. Creature that killed him had long claws, sharp as a witcher's blade. First sank its claws into the victim's heart. No Bruxa did this. So, murderer was clearly a monster, but not a Bruxa. But then why'd the Bruxa come here for the severed hand? And who does the hand belong to? Why the hell's it still warm? Now, pouch shoved down the victim's throat. What's the significance? And why was he chopped up into pieces? Lots of questions, no answers so far. Need to know about the other victims. I'll ask Palmerin to get me in to see the Duchess.
We should probably also get someone to, like, I don't know, fix the mess. Yeah. Lots of people were just killed by that, Any survivors down here, maybe? No. Well, we need to get moving. Unperturbed by the
Not so
carnage as
fast,
always. Not so fast! We're not even moving yet. Geralt, please. This is a little bit steep. Lots of noise. Excuse me, coming through. Watch out. Watch out, old child.
Jesus.
Slow now. Virtue always trumps me. With his friends at his side. You're best of Goliath. Restored peace to the land.
Need to speak to the Duchess, urgently.
All right, you scamps. Story's done. Go find your parents.
But the Palmerin, what about the story of Riddick and the dragon?
A tale's for another time. But take a good look at the man who stands before you now. This is Geralt of Rivia, the master witcher who lent his valiant hand to the defeat of the giant Goliath.
Master Witcher, is it true virtue always trumps villainy?
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest.
Not always. Could go either way. Sometimes virtue wins, sometimes villainy gets the upper hand. Still worth being good.
But why? If it doesn't mean you'll win.
Palmerin's story. Think back. A decent man attracts other good folk, makes friends he can count on. A rogue? Well, he can only count on other rogues. And who would you rather have for a friend?
A man of virtue?
I must agree. Now, that will do for questions. Go find your parents. Her Enlightened Highness has doubtless arrived at the tourney grounds to watch the battle in the arena. If we hurry, we'll be in time to speak with her before the spectacle begins.
Okay, before the spectacle begins. Okay.
Lead the way.
We'll need earmuffs, and if this is not the spectacle.
Who's fighting? Nilfgaardian gladiators?
Close, but not quite. As you'll soon see.
Someone's gonna fight a Shaelmar with only some bells on its tail to confuse it, slow it down?
Whatever is the problem? The beast is a gift from the Emperor, no less.
Oh dear. Yeah, shouldn't torture it like that.
Shouldn't torment the beast. How would you like to be dumped in an arena, blindfolded with a string of bells dangling from your ass?
Pity a monster. You, a witcher.
I slay monsters who are a threat to humans. You're out to humiliate one to entertain a crowd. No knight will gain any glory from this. Who's going to fight the beast?
Guillaume, the young man you met.
Yeah. Mentioned he'd promised his heart's captor a monster trophy.
Great love demands great sacrifices.
Well, let's go see the Duchess.
Let's go.
But yeah, I do not approve of this. If people want to fight in a tournament to the death or something like that against each other, that's fine, everyone's signed up for it. But that poor thing hasn't agreed to anything.
I dedicate my imminent victory to fair Lady Vivian.
It's begun. The fight shall have to end first. We must wait.
Got a bad feeling about this.
It's a sound-based file. That's why the bell's confusing.
Damn it.
Oh, the dinner bell!
We have to help him.
Damn, here's a bail your ass out again!
Onward!
Gotta keep it down.
Alas, tonight the beast breathed its foul breath, let loose a roar, knocked into earth. And the Witcher, in one mighty bound, give fight to the beast, stands confound. The fate of the beast has been weighed by the gods. Soon the Witcher shall triumph against all odds.
I'm glad you have confidence!
Out! And thus the witch's life was done. All our hopes, alas, had turned to dust.
I'm not dead yet! Could you, like, calm down up there? Ouch! It's a heavily armored beast, that's for certain.
The Witcher waited till the time was true, then twirled, danced, and spun, struck the monster like through.
I don't like that. Would you back off?
at the love's first spurt, so the witcher silver than its foul heart burnt. God's died to me, its razor strikes ready, servant's eyes will out, love transformed into jelly.
Maybe I can knock it over on its back, seems a bit too heavy for that, but... moves. Back off, it's gonna spray rocks everywhere, you fool!
Avenge, ye witcher! Fight bravely unto death!
I mean, if he's actually dead, I'll just blow.
That Shelma lies defeated by Geralt of Rivia, master of the witchering trade. Behold, as the last gasps of life seep from the beast.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. How about my compatriot? Is he...
Master Geralt, do what you must. Finish the deed!
Monster's no threat. No need to kill it.
A victor may always show mercy. It is his right. Long live Geralt the Merciful! Pikeman, see to the beast.
Forgive me. I am not as nimble as in my younger years.
No, it's okay.
You fought bravely. Thanks for your help.
Just concerned you were dead.
Guillaume.
The lad came damned close to dying.
Well, everyone's alive.
I'm fine. Not hurt at all. Vivian?
Smile as befits a hero and keep silent. Speech clearly pains you. She approaches.
Geralt. We must talk. Vivian.
You shall talk later, in the medic's tent.
Geralt, magnificent, breathtaking.
Thanks.
Your Grace.
We knew that to summon you was a brilliant idea. We are delighted, ravished to have struck upon it.
And I'm truly honored.
See to our young hero. Hop, hop. For we must make off with Geralt. We should talk. We had been long awaiting your arrival. Had nearly lost hope. Then suddenly, that entrance, so spectacular.
Gotta say, this is not the best of ideas ever.
Your Grace. Shaelmars are dangerous creatures, even to knights in full-plate armor.
Nonsense. In Touissant, knights have battled beasts for mere glory since time immemorial. True. Guillaume suffered a few bumps, scars, and bruises, but in return gained eternal glory as he who slew the monster.
Okay, first of all, he didn't.
What about the crowd? Say the Shaelmar had vaulted into the stands. Would have been a massacre.
Geralt, Though we value your fortuitous intervention in the arena, we would remind you your services have been retained, and as shall soon become clear, you will be generously compensated for completing another task altogether.
Right, back onto the track. We get it. You don't like being told that you have bad ideas. About the contract, then?
My contract. I'd like to discuss it.
Naturally, but not here.
No, your bloodthirsty audience is a bit too loud.
He left the investigation pending your arrival. But whatever could he be? Come, we must find him.
I didn't give a shit when it was the Emperor of Nilfgaard, and I'm not gonna hold my tongue around you, just to let you know. I have no patience for that kind of shit.
Tell us, have you come alone? Or did Viscount Julian accompany you?
Wish to see Dandelion, Your Grace?
Yes. I mean, no. Yes. But solely to tell him we regret. Yes, deeply regret rescinding the death sentence we so justly handed down upon him.
I'm sure he would love to be here too.
We would make certain he sat in a tower till he rotted. No, we would ensure he was broken on the wheel, then drawn, hanged, and quartered.
Yep.
Ah, the very man we would entrust with these tasks. Damien de la Tour, captain of my personal guard.
Your Grace. Witcher.
Geralt, that is. But,
greetings.
But hello. Anyway, first bad news. Vampire attack on your little morgue.
Sorry to have to tell you, but the guardsman handling the last victim's body.
I know already. The creature in the cellar of Corvo Bianco. Was it the beast?
No. A bruxa, a kind of vampire. Not the beast, but tied to it in some way.
You know this how?
Through careful analysis of the evidence, both on the riverbank and at Corvo Bianco.
Do you mean to insinuate the investigation thus far has been sloppy?
Geralt insinuates nothing of the sort. We must listen to him attentively.
I examined the body of the beast's last victim. Might have found something. Need to analyze it. A quiet place, that's what I could use most right now. And maybe the help of an alchemist or a mage. Also like to hear all you know about the previous victims. Take it Sir de la Tour is my man for that.
Firstly, call me Damien, please.
Will do.
Secondly, you should know I spoke against summoning you here.
I don't see how that's
I've heard much about you. You bring trouble, or thus far have, always. And we've enough trouble as it is. Yet we are capable of defeating the beast on our own, without an outsider's help. I've no doubt about it.
Is that one of those guardsmen I didn't know?
We settled the matter of the Witcher's employ some time past. Definitively. Since you have broached it nonetheless, let us discuss Geralt's pay. Are the legends true? Do Witchers usually demand that which you find at home, yet did not expect?
Not always.
Not quite, Your Grace. Law of surprise, it's something we invoke at times, but rarely. Usually we just take gold.
Disappointing. This law sounds rather romantic. On the other hand, on returning to the palace, we would likely find impatient petitioners or a set of sample fabrics for a new dress. Poor rewards, both. I fear you'd not have much use for any of the surprises we are likely to come upon. Thus we've decided you shall receive the deed to a vineyard, Corvo Bianco, and the sum of coin. You will doubtless consider this adequate.
Well, that is surprising.
Title to the vineyard shall be given to you at once. Surely you'll need lodgings while you hunt. The coin, however, will be yours only once you have slain the beast.
You know what? That is perfectly fair.
A generous gesture, Your Grace. Corvo Bianco. Isn't it the Duchy's temporary morgue?
Is it now? The Chancellery's bungled things again, we fear. Not to be left unsupervised for one instant. Yet, in its mood, a morgue should present minimal problems to a Witcher. What's more, nothing enhances a wine's reputation better than a grim legend.
Thank you, Your Grace. I accept the contract, of course. But as I said before, I'll need some information.
So the first one.
How'd it start? Who was the first victim?
Crispy was the first to die. He was famed once for his many glorious tournament victories. Then he grew old, hung up his sword, and took to winemaking.
Crispy was not loved by the wine merchants. He was ruthless in business and thought to cheat many a time. He asked us for a dispensation from all court ceremonies. We did not grant it. We could not. Once you've taken the oath of a knight, you remain a knight till death.
How'd he die? Where'd they find the body?
Quite unusual, the circumstance. He was at a feast when suddenly one of his fellow feastgoers noticed he was missing. The town watch found him an hour later. On his hands and knees, propped against the town pillory, his sword hanging from his neck.
Someone's making a statement.
He had died of wounds inflicted with claws, not a weapon. Blows of great force.
So he died suddenly, but the body was on its knees, meaning someone posed it.
So it seems.
And the second one?
Second murder. Tell me what you know.
In the city there are certain nooks. No one reasonable ventures there after dark. Ramon Dulac's corpse was found in one such place. With the first murder, terror gripped the city. Its inhabitants grew wary, kept to safe areas. Consequently, news of the second victim came to us from a group of concerned cut-purses.
Criminals fear the beast? Telling in a way. Take it you've excluded the possibility that Ramon died at the hands of these bandits.
Do you believe me an amateur? Not hands, but claws killed Ramon Dulac. The wound was deep, clean.
Like
his body was found in the gutter, dressed in nightshirt and cap, a pillow placed under his head, and his sword replaced by a bed warmer. Ramon Dulac, a knight who but a dozen years past was an advisor to our father, the Duke.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to make him look ridiculous. Maybe revenge was the motive.
It's not out of the question. Dulac had shady dealings with the criminal underworld, but no one ever came forth with concrete proof of any misdoings.
So, we have 3 knights dead so far. And in all cases, something was done to the body, making a statement. So these are not just random killings, they're targeted, they have purpose. They're all the knights.
So, the first 2 victims were knights, best years behind them.
The same could be said of the third. Sir Delacroix was wont to claim that in modern times knights face new challenges, enterprise being the latest addition to the chivalric virtues.
How appropriate for good old DLC.
In the grain trade. Palmerin even nicknamed him Sir de la Stinchi.
Found a coin pouch on his body. Contained florins dating from various times, hailing from different provinces of the Empire.
Delacroix loved coin, true, but had no patience for numismatics.
So, there's a pattern.
Lots of similarities between the victims. All the bodies were found in strange places under extraordinary circumstances. Seems the murderer, whoever or whatever it is, has some meaning to convey.
These were honorable men. We are horrified by the disdain, the disrespect with which they were treated. These were knights of Touissant. Blast it.
Might be the point. From what you say, none was a model of virtue. Ever considered that's what the beast's trying to draw attention to?
All the murdered men were knights who swore fealty to the 5 chivalric virtues. And even if the...
Knights of Touissant swear fealty to what virtues exactly?
Honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
5 virtues. Why are they so important to your knights?
Strange question.
Your Grace, forgive me. I'm a foreigner trying to understand another land's customs.
You are forgiven. According to legend, the virtues we cultivate were bestowed upon us by the Lady of the Lake. How we truly came to espouse them, none remember. In Touissant, we believe men of low birth should be simple-hearted and obedient. We expect much more, however, of our knights. They are to be soldiers and courtiers, lords and servants. Thus the need for clear moral guidelines. At the time of his dubbing, a knight vows to demonstrate throughout his life honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
But we know one of them was called De La Stingy, so that's not generous at all.
Beast seems to be pointing up moral decay, denouncing it. Victims were all humiliated. Might have been murdered to emphasize their lack of specific chivalric virtues.
Honor compromised by the pillory. Wisdom by ridicule. Generosity by a coin pouch shoved down a throat. It seems to fit, true, though not perfectly.
Can't discount the theory if it's on the lips of everyone in town. Say our reasoning's right. Next murder will be just as showy and denounce the victim's lack of the fourth virtue, valor. We can also assume that victim will be an elder knight.
Let's think. At the moment, all the knights are either at the tourney grounds or in the palace gardens. Our annual hare hunts shall begin there shortly. Have you heard of the custom?
Milton mentioned something. Seemed excited to prance around in a bunny costume. Not
The
sure
guy at
why.
the inn said that he's seen more hair than
Hang
Hunter.
on. Strange circumstances. A knight advanced in years. The famed cowardice of rabbits.
Could it be that simple? Is Milton de Peyrac Peyren the next victim?
Milton also knew Delacroix. Told me so down by the river.
Damien! To miss something so obvious. De Peyrac Peyren, Crespi, Delacroix, and Delac formed a knightly team. It was years ago, but...
Team? Sorry,
Yeah,
I need
team.
nothing.
They were close friends, tightly knit, and as such earned the trust of our father, the Duke. We often witnessed him turn to them with delicate matters. Later, their paths diverged.
So I was informed.
Unlikely to be a coincidence. Beast must know it too. It's a lead, I'm sure.
So let's go find Milton quickly.
Your Grace, we need to find Milton immediately.
Rather problematic. You see, the garden entertainments are due to start, and he's disguised as the hare, hiding somewhere, waiting for some tipsy courtiers to find him. The hare's hiding place is a carefully guarded secret.
We must call off the game at once.
First and foremost, we must remain calm. Damien, order the garden searched immediately, but discreetly. By no means can we disrupt the festivities. Panic will only incite the beast to strike sooner.
How do you know that? I mean, I guess, but do we know that?
And you, Witcher, follow me. My gardens, my night, I shall take the fall. A murder is out of the question. I will not allow it. Not near my palace. Horses? Ready our horses!
That's right, horses. Ready the horses.
Your Grace!
Well, I mean, at least I gotta give her that she's willing to take action. That's to her credit. Can't say I'm fond of everything that's done around here.
Why, I should... Your Highness,
Mind it doesn't get wrinkled. Onward! Hey! That is silk! Be careful! Give it to me!
So, I can't approve everything, but I can at least grant her that she does want to take action, and, you know, that is to her credit.
Faster,
Your
Geralt!
Grace seems right at
like
home
the
in the
wind.
saddle.
What a nice place you have here, it's a real lovely town!
Clear a path! Clear the way, I said!
Well, yeah, I guess it's part of the game. It's just not our game.
It's here! Just round the corner!
Hurry!
We must go to where the game is being held. The participants must find a unicorn's horn, a golden fish, and a phoenix egg. With these in hand, they can deduce where the hare, Milton, hides.
Mean we need to find those things too?
We've no other option, but time is of the essence, so we shall have to break the rules.
That's nice, but we can break the rules. Anyway, I think now we've done plenty. So, for now, this has been Eric Cobra. It's been Let's Play of The Witcher 3. Blood and Wine. See you all around.